Hello, Point Pleasant, and happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. I'm your host, sports reporter Dominic Polio. I've got a jam-packed show for you guys for today. Got some nice solid wins, one tough loss, but the highlights are good. So we're going to kick things off with ice hockey. Point Borough hosted St. Rose in the first round of the Shore Conference tournament last Thursday, and the Panthers skated their way to a win. It was a great game, and in case you missed it, I've got the highlights. The Point Borough ice hockey team advanced to the second round of the Shore Conference tournament with a 4-2 win over St. Rose in an exciting first-round matchup. The game had hard shots, strong saves, and even a few extracurriculars, making for some classic hockey. The game's first goal came courtesy of Borough's Eric Dahl late in the first. He gets the pass from John Callender and lets it fly past the defender and the Purple Roses goalie. It was Dahl again in the second period with an absolute rocket of a score. He collects the puck at the blue line and holds nothing back with this one. There was no stopping that shot. Borough closed the second period up too, but the Purple Roses fought their way back in the third. 1 minute into the final period, it's Shane Force who beats Cooper Klotz with a backhanded flip inside the post to cut St. Rose's deficit in half. Shortly after, the Purple Roses scored again. This time, Alex Phipps simply outskates the Panthers' D down the middle of the ice for the goal. Just like that, we're tied at 2. No worries though, salvation came from Borough captain Matt Kimack with just under 5 minutes left to go. Watch as the play starts with Kimack behind his own goal and finishes on the other end. And it's through the 5-hole for the lead. The goal pulled momentum back to Borough, and St. Rose struggled to score again. The Purple Roses pull their goalie, and Dahl gets back in on the action with the empty netter for the hat trick. Borough beats St. Rose 4-2 to advance to the next round of the SCT. Great game from Dahl and a great goal from Kimack to keep his team ahead. Eric Dahl ended up our Athlete of the Week this week. So make sure you check that out in the paper. We're going to transition from ice hockey to wrestling. Point Beach Wrestling, back-to-back state champions. They hosted Manville last Friday in the Central Jersey Group 1 state finals. For the second year in a row, your Garnet Gulls are state sectional champions. You guys were all there because that was a packed house, but just in case you forgot about it, which I'm sure you didn't, here's a nice bout-by-bout highlight for you. The Point Beach Wrestling team left no doubt as to who is the stronger team after clinching the Central Jersey Group 1 state sectional title with a dominant win over Manville last Friday. The Garnet Gulls' 57-9 victory makes them back-to-back state sectional champions. The rematch of last year's final started at 1:38 with Danny Savage earning Beach a decision win 5-2. The Mustangs answered with a decision win from TJ Caswell over Jason Sherlock in the 145-pound matchup. But Jimmy Sherlock won 152 with a pin. Jason Bowers took 160 with a pin. And Sean Gould kept it going with a second period pin at 170 before Manville forfeited 182. And Jack Baker had a big bout on his hands at 195, and when I say big, I mean tall. Manville's Matt Rogalski, as tall as they come, went all 3 rounds with Baker, but the Garnet Gulls showed why he is such a threat on the mat. Baker scored takedown after takedown to work his way to a 13-8 decision win, which put Beach way out in front, 30-3. The Mustangs forfeited 220 before picking up decision wins in both heavyweight and 106 for the rest of their team's points. Mike Duffy got Beach back on track with a pin in the 113-pound matchup, and Jesse Bowers followed up with a 7-0 decision victory at 120. Jude Lovegren earned a win by way of cradle in the first period of 126. The final bout saw Roddy Rupp take on Manville's Shane Demeter, who had only lost one match heading into Friday's finals. Rupp, fueled by the electric atmosphere, pinned Demeter 43 seconds into the second period, cementing Beach's victory. Ladies and gentlemen, your back-to-back Central Jersey Group 1 state sectional champions, the Garnet Gulls of Point Pleasant Beach. That was some fine wrestling from top to bottom from your Garnet Gulls, and they deserved that state win. Point Beach went on to wrestle Kinnetty in the group finals tournament. at Pine Belt Arena, and there they gave the number 1 seed a run for their money. That story is in the newspaper. Bouncing from one sport to the other, now we go to basketball. We've got Point Borough boys basketball on their senior day, Saturday. They hosted the Lions of Lacey Township. May have been close to start, but it certainly didn't finish that way. The Point Borough boys basketball team picked up a solid win on senior day Saturday afternoon. The Panthers topped the Lions of Lacey Township 61-33. The first quarter was a back-and-forth affair as both teams continually exchanged scores. Before the end of the first, though, Lacey knocked down a three-pointer for a slim lead. Borough claimed the lead in the second thanks to spot-on shooting and hustle from John Duda. Borough continued to build, and a Connor Strickland bucket from downtown prompted a Lacey timeout. The Lions only managed 3 points out of the break as Borough pushed its lead to 32-16 by halftime. The third quarter was strong for Borough as they held Lacey to 4 points. Pat Feehan knocks down a three to kick off a 16-0 Borough run over the span of 6 minutes. Lacey managed to score following a timeout, but Borough was well out in front. Connor Costigan hit a jumper at the buzzer to put the Panthers up 50-20 heading into the final quarter. Both teams' starters went to the bench with 5 minutes left to play, and the young talent impressed on the court, adding some more points on some nice shots here and there. The Panthers pick up the senior day win 61-33. A nice way to close out the regular season for Point Borough, who opened up Shore Conference Tournament play on Tuesday. That story is also in the newspaper. I know in the beginning I said I got a bunch of great highlights and one loss, and I hate to end on it, but that's just the way chronological order works. So here is Point Borough girls basketball, who also opened Shore Conference Tournament play on Tuesday. Check out the highlight. The Point Borough girls basketball team kicked off this year's Shore Conference Tournament with a tough loss to lower-seeded Colts Neck. The Panthers lost Tuesday's opening round by a score of 59-50. The Cougars came out fast in the first quarter, really pushing the pace against Borough. With 3 minutes to go, the game was tied at 7 after 2 Riley Sexton free throws, but Colts Neck closed out the first with 5 more points. Borough picked it up in the second quarter courtesy of Allie Lassen. But again, Colts Neck never stopped scoring and managed to stay ahead. At the half, the Cougars were up 3, 22-19. Carly Vetrini knocked down a three-pointer to start the third and tie the game. But Colts Neck always had an answer. The Cougars continued to hit from the floor. And beat the third quarter buzzer here for a double-digit lead, 39-27. Both teams broke 20 points in the fourth quarter as Colts Neck closed out the win. Kate Liturgis had the hot hand for Borough, but her fourth quarter efforts were not enough to overcome the deficit. Colts Neck moves on with a 59-50 win over Borough in the first round of the Shore Conference Tournament. Hard loss for Borough to take in that opening round against a lower-seeded team, but it preps them for what's to come in the state tournament, which Borough definitely has its sights set on now. That was the last highlight I have for you guys for this week. I'd like to thank you for stopping by and checking out the show. Always remember, there is plenty more sports in the actual newspaper, so make sure you pick up today's copy of the Ocean Star. That is February 17th, 2017. In the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at Dom Polio. That is at DOMPOLLIO. Looking to break 800 real soon, so hopefully you guys can help me out there. Again, thank you for stopping by and checking out the show. I hope you enjoyed the highlights I had for you for this week, and I hope you return next week, as I've got some more Shore Conference Tournament basketball action and going to have some district wrestling action. It's going to be a good show. Signing off for now for Star News Group, I'm Dominic Polio, wishing you a happy weekend.